How often are you paying attention to how you feel in certain environments? Real comfortable here.
Now it's getting to get good. We are back and we are cold
Yes.
because for some reason it's freaking November in Atlanta and it's in the 20s.
I've noticed that we talk a lot about weather when we first open up because we are people who are definitely affected by
Oh, for sure.
the weather
For sure.
wherever we're at.
Look here, I got on my power gloves. You can't see it, but I also have on my powered socks.
Your heated socks on?
Yeah, look.
Let's see.
I put these over so the socks look better, but I got my heated pack right here.
It looks like you're wearing an ankle monitor.
I know, look at that. Look at that. Just walking into the stereotype, but throwing y'all all off. Got my ankle monitor on to keep my toes warm.
That cold
It's that cold to me.
to you.
Yes, you feel the tips. You haven't.
Why'd you have to say it like that? No. Not on video.
Oh, not on video.
It's not that type of video.
Not that type of movie.
No, it's not that type. No.
But yes, the cold. The cold gets me. When it's warm, it's fine. When it's cold though.
Well, yesterday morning, my mother and my sisters were sending me videos that there was snow.
I mean, I'm glad we aren't dealing with that.
Right. So I took a photo of our Alexa that said it was 60 degrees outside and sent it to them.
So it's your fault it's in the 20s because now we got payback for that.
It was 30 this morning when
It
I
was
was
30.
like, I should send him a photo now because it is drastically different.
I mean, it
But I
was
didn't wanna record that it was
60s
30.
and nice yesterday, and then today is 30. So it's a 30 to 40 degree dip because 2 days ago it was in the 70s.
Right.
But it's supposed to be back up. What's today? Like a Monday? I don't know. It's supposed to be back up in a couple of days. So as long as we don't keep this 20, I'll
So
have to
we're
go
definitely
further
people
south.
who are affected by
Yeah, I mean, I moved to
the weather.
I moved out of Baltimore to Atlanta because it's warmer in Atlanta, at least theoretically speaking. I'm going to have to go further south. Or until we start making these from the Caribbean, because let's be honest.
Manifest that. Just manifest it.
Look, we're going to make these bad boys from the Caribbean. So do you want to answer a question or do you want to take something off of a list here?
I was sort of thinking as we were talking just now
Uh-huh.
that like we're people that are affected by the weather and what's around us and how we feel like, like I feel my best in the warm sun by water, preferably the ocean, but I will take a pool or
Preferably the ocean. That's why I have
Yeah.
mine on today.
right. And I was just thinking how that also plays into relationships and how you feel and experience in those, who you're around, what sort of environments and
All right. So wait a
things
minute.
like that.
Okay. So what do you mean? Do you mean like from?
Like paying attention, we know that we are people who are affected by the weather. And I know like I feel best when I'm in this specific environment.
Yeah.
The warm sun, the water. If I
Yeah.
can hear the waves, even better.
Yep.
Like
Actual
I
wave, not
physically
recorded
feel my
waves.
best. Yeah. I physically feel my best in that environment. And how often are you paying attention to how you feel in certain environments?
I hear you. I'm still trying to. You mean just looking at it and thinking about it overall, or do
Yeah.
you mean just in a dating environment?
I think it can be overall. Like, how often are you thinking about that when you're when you're spending time with your people, whether it's an intimate partner or
Okay.
friend or family or
Okay.
things like that? Like, how much are you affected by the things around you that you're not paying attention to?
I got you. Yeah, I think I might be overly parsing it down to like first dates or something of that nature, or dating or something of that nature. But you're meaning in the overall grand scheme of things, how much are we just questioning? What is this
Yeah.
environment doing to us at this moment?
Yeah. But even if you think about it in terms of a first date,
Yeah, first date, and that's why I think I was overthinking that because first date makes it a real easy question to think about.
go on.
Well, okay, so when we approach first dates, or even when we approach, let's say, early dating,
Okay.
primary thoughts are almost about what am I wearing, where are we going, those type of things. Mostly, I would say almost superficial. I mean, it gets to the point of sooner or later thinking about, I want to feel my best, to look my best, to do my best, or blah, 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 so that I can, at the date, feel my highest peak confidence or whatever. And so we pay attention to certain things. How does this fabric feel on me? Or what do I feel about wearing gloves or socks or whatever versus hats and everything else? So you think about those items.
Want me to tell you a funny dating story?
Is it about me? Because you're looking at me like it's about me, and I'm about to say no just because of that.
Well, time will tell.
So that means yes. Mm-hmm.
No,
Go ahead.
No. So I went on this first date once.
Uh-huh.
And unbeknownst to me, I didn't know what we were doing or whatever. And they took me to see the movie Deadpool.
Wait, what?
And
For your first date, they take... Okay. Continue.
Yeah. Yeah. And so speaking of environment,
This
Deadpool.
one's definitely not me. Continue.
Definitely not you. Yeah, definitely not you. So we went to see Deadpool. I did not have any input or anything into this, and I don't remember how it came about. I think they were meeting their friend to go see it. Said, "Hey, let's do this." Or unbeknownst
Did
to
they
me,
tell you they were meeting a friend at the first date?
I can't remember. I can't remember that. But either way, it was a friend, and the friend was a girl. Which, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I have lots of male friends. Mm-hmm. And then, so first of all, Deadpool. You know how I feel about
Deadpool.
movies in general. I'm not a big movie or TV, television person, period. Something like,
It's the worst thing to take you to.
right, something like Deadpool is definitely not
Not going to happen.
my thing.
No.
Right. And then after the movie or whatever, the friend that he was there meeting was clearly upset. And I was like, oh, this is because of me.
She didn't know she was.
And then
you were coming.
we went to lunch, and I think she may have gone to lunch with us.
After the movie, or is
I
this a
think
different
so.
day? Okay.
I think so.
So this is like a day date, and then you went to lunch.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Because this person lived a couple hours from where I live, so I went there to visit them. And then she proceeded to tell him in front of me that she was upset because they were supposed to do this thing together, and then he brought me along, and I was sitting right there while she was expressing her frustration and aggravation, and
It's mad awkward.
you talk about a bad environment.
It's mad awkward.
You talk about, I mean, first the movie, and then
the movie, then the lunch,
then
and
the friend.
The friend is
and the friend was not happy about it because she was expecting that it would just be like the two of them
well.
together.
See, that sucks. See, when I was the third wheel on the first date and didn't realize it, at least that couple got together. I was better luck than
Yeah. When I got back home, when I called him the next day or whatever, I was like, "Yeah, I don't.
Yeah,
you're a
this ain't
great
gonna
guy.
work.
You're a great guy, but this is not."
Was he a great guy?
He was a really nice guy.
Okay, just a mistake.
He was a nice guy. He was just young. He was a little immature, but he was a nice guy.
Okay. What
Yeah.
age range was this?
I mean, I was in my mid-30s.
Okay, so we weren't talking about 20s.
No, like I was in my mid-30s, but he was younger.
Okay.
He was young. I don't remember like how young. What would have been our 80% plus 2?
The 80% plus
If
2?
I was, like,
How old were you?
Let's say it was right before we met. How old was I?
The Booth formation formula.
Yeah.
So that would have been, let's say if we put it a year forward, that'd have been 36, right? So we're talking about 7.2 would have been what you came down. So you're talking about 29 plus 2 would have been 31.
Oh, maybe they were like right around that.
See, he was on the fringes of the
Maybe.
Booth formula,
Yeah.
the Booth equation. We got to figure out the
Need a
right
name for that.
I know we got to figure out the right name because I feel like we're going to reference that so many times because it is such a solid formula.
It is a good.
If you don't know the formula, y'all got to go back to a previous episode. I mean, I think we said it in like the first 5 or 10 minutes, so you might have to. But the
Yeah,
formula,
we were giving props out to.
the formula was
Yeah.
pristine.
Yeah. That like leave it to him. Leave it to him.
Leave it to him. But
Yeah.
yeah, okay, so yeah, but still, even if
like
he's
a
31 or
mosquito.
32, I would hope that he would have known by then. Don't show up on a first date to a movie that you're supposed to be seeing with your friend.
But I felt kind of bad too because we went to church and because his dad or somebody was doing something
Okay.
in the church. It's Black History Month and they were doing something about the the Black Panthers or something there.
Okay. Oh, good.
Yeah,
Talking
and-
about some quality history about the Black Panthers.
Yeah,
not just
and
us
his dad
walking
was
around
a
with
part
guns.
of whatever they were doing that. And he said to me, "Oh, so I like met the family,
Yeah,
right?"
yeah.
And he was like, "Oh, my parents are going to be so happy because you're getting me back into church." And the whole time I'm like, we are not going to be together. This is not happening.
He's already claiming you're getting him back into the church. Y'all haven't even met yet. You just came from a bad movie.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Is this all the same day? What's the church
No,
thing?
it was like he like lived out of town, so I went and like had a hotel room. So I like Saturday to Sunday. So
Gotcha.
yeah.
Okay. So like this
Yeah.
is day 2, but
Yeah, and yeah.
yeah. So you got him in the church in 2 days. Look at you. You reconnected him with God, and it only took you like a really bad date.
But maybe that changed after.
Right,
I was like,
right,
yeah,
right,
this is not Monday when I was like, yeah, this
This ain't it.
This is not.
He was like, "You heathen."
Probably. Maybe he never stepped foot in church again. I don't know.
You know.
But
That ain't no
so
use. But
environment,
still, okay,
right?
yeah.
And he picked me up, and his car was filthy.
That's a no-go.
That's it. Yeah.
That's a no-go. I'm
It was
sorry.
like filthy on the outside of
That's a
it,
no-go.
and the inside wasn't that much better. And you know how I feel about that as well. Like I've told my
That's
friends,
one of those.
if
You and me both.
if you date someone whose car on the inside is filthy, like that's what's going on inside of them.
Mm-hmm.
Like be mindful, like that is what's going on inside of them when the interior of the car is
That's
and exterior, but mostly like
exterior.
the interior.
At least the exterior. At least the exterior, I get to fold under the world rules, right? Because the exterior,
Yeah.
you have
Yeah.
rain and wind and all this other crap that's happening on the exterior that can, and yeah, you know, maybe you don't feel like washing it. Maybe you don't feel like paying to get it washed, something of that nature. But you have a bunch of stuff happening on the
this
exterior.
particular instance would have been February in Indiana.
Oh, well, in that case,
you've got like the
good
snow
luck.
and the
Yeah,
ice
yeah.
and
And
the
the dirt
muddy
from the snow.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
muddy
yeah.
mess. So
the whole bottom of the car is ombre
Yeah.
down to that dirty, nasty black at the bottom. So yeah, that's that. But the inside, you get the control. Like the inside is the part you see
I made them take the car through the car wash
on a date. Oh my gosh!
because I was like, we could take my car; it's clean.
Right?
But
Because
we
I don't want to be in
didn't.
your hideous mess.
Yeah,
No, but no, I agree with that idea that the inside of the car represents the inside of your mind. Much in the same sense I use it in the house. The inside of your house represents the inside of your mind. So if you've got crap all over the place and you got this thing tossed there and that thing tossed there, you don't know where that is, and you've got to move 5 things to sit in the driver's seat, which I've seen some cars like that.
yeah.
My mother. You know you got to move like 5 things to get in the driver's seat. That's the one seat that should have been automatically clean.
Yeah, you know, somebody told me once because you know I tend to like go a lot, right? And so my car did have a lot of stuff in it from a lot of different things. It wasn't like trashy or anything like that. But a friend told me like, Cassie, you need to get your car in order. Like you're a professional adult.
Yeah.
This is not the car. Like this is not what your car should look like on the inside. And it wasn't even that bad. But ever since then, even though now, how often do I leave our cars?
I mean, the way we leave our cars, you're more like how you complain about me in the kitchen is how I feel about you at the car. You're going to use that as an example. How much stuff you got in that backseat pocket?
You know, you need an umbrella. You need leashes
Whatever.
for the dogs. You
There's
need
an umbrella
water
thing
bowl
over
for
by the
dogs.
door. Bring it in, drop it by the door. When you need the umbrella, you take the umbrella with you. It's not like there aren't traffic reports. I mean, weather reports.
I can't find any of our umbrellas currently.
Because you leave them in all the cars. If they were in a closet over there in the umbrella holder, we know where all the umbrellas are. But no, they're in one car or that car. Because you know how I am. I take all my sunglasses out the car. I take all the stuff out the car.
Yeah, I leave mine in there.
You leave all your stuff in there.
Not all my stuff. Not all my stuff.
Not all your stuff, but get in the car. You got stuff in the door down here.
Hand sanitizer.
Hand sanitizer, fine. I understand that. That one's you have hand sanitizers in every door.
In every door of the cars, of all the cars.
I
Well,
can
not that we have
appreciate
like
that.
all the cars, but in all of our cars, I have hand sanitizer every door.
Right, I can appreciate that. But we have dog leashes in the back of the car. They don't go with us every time.
But lots of times when they go, they don't have a leash or a collar on. And what if something happens when we're out?
Put the leashes in the cabinet over here in this thing, and then when we leave, we grab the 2 leashes.
But I don't.
I know.
Because they're in the car. I don't need to.
I know you don't. I know this.
So, anyways, back to
But
environment.
Yes, but yes, the cars and having a car clean and having a clean car and having a clean environment says something about the internal you or the internal person you're with.
Yeah.
So if you get in a car and they're pushing all this crap all over the place.
Like a little bit of clutter and stuff is one thing.
Right.
But if it looks like you've hoarded in your car, or a friend of mine who, it's like, dude, you have like dinner plates back here and
Ew.
one shoe and
No,
stuff like
no,
that.
I'm out.
If you're watching this, you know who you are.
I'm out. If I see that through the car window, I'm probably out.
That's the thing. Yeah.
Actually, I say I'm out. Like I'm gonna be like I'm done with this date, but I wouldn't. I'd probably carry it through and try to be.
You'd find other reasons because you wouldn't find other reasons, but they would present
They
themselves.
would present themselves.
Because,
I'd be more attuned to other reasons.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'd walk through the date and I'd think through the date, but I'd be way attuned to stuff that, okay, does that support what I was seeing in that car? Yeah. This is only, all right, so
I'm like,
shocker.
oop, trauma history.
They were late. Their clothes are disheveled. Their car is disheveled. Their hair is like, tossed around or something.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's not a good look anyway. But no, I'd be looking, or I would at least see those flags more vibrantly.
Yeah, more obviously.
More obviously, it'd be a big like, yeah, because they had a yoga mat in their back seat, and when we were having a conversation about, oh, you're into yoga, they're like, yeah, kind of. I haven't been in a couple weeks. Why is the yoga mat in your back seat then?
I used to carry a ball bat in the trunk of my car though. Because sometimes on the way home from work, I would go to the batting cages to release some like stress and tension.
See, that's different though.
But when somebody would open up the trunk and finds a softball bat in there, they're always
find
like,
the body in there. Here's the thing: if you had a ball bat in your car, I'd have to ask you why. Because one, to be honest, you're a female. You lived in Indiana, which several parts are in the middle of nowhere. It might just be you and the ball bat.
I worked in community mental health.
You worked in community mental health. So there were some things there as to why you might have a ball bat. Now, the fact that you wanted to go smash things, apparently, I might have to ask what that's about. But you also played softball.
Back in the day.
Yeah, back in the day.
Back
so
in the day.
you have a little softball thing going on. So there are things that there could explain it. If you just had a bat in your car and I'm like, why do you have a bat in your car? And you're like, I don't know. Or even if you said, I like to go to the batting cage, and I say, oh, that's cool. Going back to how you have these conversations.
Right.
When was the last time you went to the batting cage? Or why do you like to go to the batting cage? If your answer then becomes, oh, I haven't been in a while. Now I'm wondering why you have a bat in your car.
I would go regularly.
I know you just said regularly, so that's different. If you're going 3 or 4 times a week, let's say, and you don't know exactly which day you're going, because you're just the thing that determined, and you can tell me if I'm wrong with this, was the thing that determined whether it was a day you went or not was whether it was kind of a good day?
I don't really know about that.
Okay.
Like I would be driving all over the place because it was in people's homes.
Uh-huh.
So you're driving all over the place and it would just get long and boring and it was stressful work.
Okay.
And I lived by myself and the batting cages were on the way like to my house.
Okay. Yeah.
So I would just stop there sometimes and, hit some balls.
All that makes sense though.
Yeah.
But you said I would just stop there sometimes.
Yeah, it was never planned.
It wasn't Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
No.
So it wasn't this thing where, and it wasn't even a thing where, walking out the door first thing in the morning, you knew you were going to batting cage.
No.
It was spur of the moment. I just want to go in the batting cage, and I know I like to do this, and I do this enough. I should keep the bat in my car.
But you know what made it worse?
What was that?
I also kept a change of clothes.
I thought you were going to say I had an axe or something. That definitely would have made it worse.
I also kept a change of clothes in there as well.
You don't want to get sweaty? Because you were in your smart clothes.
But that was not about like getting sweaty or whatever. That was about
you're
work.
Dropping in on?
Because you're in people's homes and you don't know what you're going to encounter. And sometimes, like, oh, this home, like, I don't want to take anything back to my house. So
Yeah.
I need to stop and change my clothes and,
See, my thing
and put
about the
on
car
something
being
clean.
messy is not that you don't have stuff in the car or you don't have stuff that you use frequently in the car. It's also how is it in the car. So if you have a bat in the car and it's kept in that net in the trunk,
Yeah.
and it's not just rolling everywhere, so every time you hit the brake, it's gonna be like you didn't hear that every time you stopped. Like you couldn't just tie this down somewhere, or your change of clothes. If your change of clothes is in a bag, in a duffel bag that's in the trunk, so you could reach in. If you had to close your eyes and reach in your trunk, you could reach in, grab it, and take it out
Yeah. I
without
mean, my
ever
car was
noticing.
clean.
That's different. If you have a pair of pants over here, a shirt that's in the back seat, you got some underwear just floating around in the front somewhere. Because I've seen that. You've seen that.
Even now, you have to admit, I usually have a logical reason for my quirkiness and things that I do. That you're like, what is this about? And then when I explain it, you're like, okay.
I mean, you do have logical reasons. Other side of me is like, we can all explain anything. I will say they're logical and they're, I'm about to say reasonable, pliable, palatable, but they're understandable, I guess. You know,
Yeah.
I can take
Yeah.
them and be like, okay, I can see that.
Yeah.
I could
That
also be
makes
like,
sense for you.
right. I don't agree with it, but all right.
So this thing about the environment and being affected by the weather, like we
Yeah.
say we are, or
Yeah.
physical place, like we don't have a lot of knickknacks and stuff around our home. Like this cabinet is probably the most, and they're all contained in there.
All contained in there. They're all from travel and
Travels
specific purposes and
yeah,
connections of people.
they'll have meaning. Yeah,
Yeah, they have meaning, and the stuff around the house has meaning, but you won't walk around the house and see just a whole bunch of stuff floating everywhere. We joke if we were putting the house on sale right now, somebody could schedule an appointment in an hour and be like, "Come on through."
yeah. If a friend is like, "Hey, I'm in the area," we'd just be like, "Okay, stop by." Like we wouldn't
Right.
be worried about like what our house looks like. So if somebody's going to put you in an environment where you're like, yeah, this is not my vibe, this is not a
Right.
good fit for me, you're automatically going to be like,
Right.
if you're paying attention to what you're physically experiencing. I think the movie was Deadpool. I could be wrong, but it was something along
It was a
those
movie.
lines.
It was a movie, which is
Yeah,
not
which is
going to
not
be your
yeah.
thing. It would be the equivalent of not only a movie, but also, for example, taking a first date necessarily to a concert, for example. Also might not
Yeah.
might not be your thing. You might enjoy the music. You might enjoy the environment, but you're also going to be like, I can't hear you, I can't talk.
I can't get to know you. Yeah. in
Exactly.
this space.
So it's not your thing. And so the environment does matter.
Yeah.
For if our first date is somewhere cold, I don't know what our conversation is going to be like. Whether it's inside or outside. I might be sitting there thinking the whole time, oh, I am cold. I am too cold to process anything you're saying to me, to follow up questions, and you're gonna be talking to me. I'm gonna be like, yeah, okay, right. And if I'm sitting here like this is
Yeah.
such a closed stance, body language wise.
Yeah.
This is such, and I might be completely listening to you, but I got my arm up, my leg up here protecting. I got both my arms crossing everything. If I'm too cold, I'm sitting here like this because my neck's cold and I'm doing all this stuff. And visually, from a body language perspective, I'm whether you read it consciously or subconsciously, I'm giving up all these notes that say, yeah, I'm not listening to you, or I don't like you, or I could care less about what you're saying.
Yeah, because you're in a physical environment where you can't relax.
Where I'm in, yep.
Yeah.
And so,
Like your body doesn't allow you to relax.
And so so in the land of environment, because you spoke environment, and we ended up starting this out talking about weather. But what else would you classify or categorize as the environment that would impact that date or impact that getting to know process?
Like what would impact it in a positive or negative manner?
Either way, like if you're just thinking about the concept of environment, what would you put in environment when trying to figure out what is the best thing to do?
I would think, well, first of all, I don't like the idea of like the best thing to do.
A good thing to do. My gosh.
When you're thinking about stuff like that, it's like, where do I feel good? Where do I feel relaxed? Or what sounds fun? What would get me engaged?
Yeah.
You know, so things that are going to do that. Studies show that people are more comfortable talking when they're side by side and not face to face. So walking is something
Because they don't like
that's
looking
good.
at each other's eyes.
I guess I don't know. I mean, it
So
feels
should-
intimidating,
should
so
we
I
sit
do
at
know.
it?
Yeah, it feels intimidating, so I do know what that is. But I would have to go back and look at the research again. Stop. At the research again, because that's old. Like that stuff is from a long time ago. So things where they're side by side, I like to do where people are having new experiences together.
Why is that?
Because let's say you go to an event and one of you's been there multiple times. One of you is going to inevitably feel more comfortable than the other person. So if you're and you're not going to have like a shared new experience.
How far in are you thinking about that, though? Should
I
it be a
think you could
shared
do
new
that.
experience first date or...
I think that it could be.
Okay. What about that? What movie was it in? One of those rom-coms probably was the How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days or Failure to Launch or something. But one of those rom-coms I remember talking about, oh, you want to teach them something. It's a transference of love. Like teaching them something is a transference of love, or that's how you get them to love you.
I don't know what that's from.
Do
but
you believe in that? But should that be a first date thing if you did that, thought about that approach, or is it that's just something that...
I think it
It's
could
out
be. I think that could be something. I quite often encourage people to do something that is out of the norm. So something like, I always joke that here in Atlanta, there's like a couple shuffleboard. No, not shuffleboard. What is it? The ice.
Shuffleboard.
The ice event. Where you're
Curling.
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 Yeah, has a couple curling clubs or whatever. So my joke in my office is, go curling. Something like that where you're both going to feel out of place and you're both going to feel awkward because it's the first date. You're already going to feel awkward and weird, right?
Right.
Fixing our technical difficulties there.
Yeah, we had a little blinking going on. I didn't know what that was, so we went ahead and just start and stop. But you said go curling because
Yeah, I quite often, not always, suggest something that both of you are going to be new at. But also, how can you take yourself too seriously when you're doing something like curling?
Do people take themselves too seriously when they start going out on their first date?
I think so, yeah.
But that isn't a good thing. Aren't you supposed to be serious? It's your first date.
But most of the time when people are on a first date, they're feeling awkward and uncomfortable. And oftentimes they're going in with this interview type stuff that we
Yeah.
talked about that I just do not like and
Agree
don't
with.
recommend.
Yeah.
But if you're having a shared new experience, especially with something silly like curling,
Curling.
just
Just as long as somebody doesn't fall over and break their wrist.
yeah, or their leg. We had a friend that broke their leg curling. I don't know how that happened.
No, that
but-
was his wrist.
I thought it was his leg or something.
No, it was wrist.
Either
I
way,
think it was his wrist.
I don't know.
Now I'm wondering.
Yeah.
But either way, but yeah.
Yeah, they're having a shared new experience.
Yeah.
And that's like, then you've automatically created this connection
Yeah.
because you're sharing this together.
But because it's a new thing, is it a real connection or does the new environment create this false sense of connection that isn't real?
I think it's a connection. Whether that connection is something that lasts,
Yeah.
that's different.
Okay.
But it creates a shared experience, creates a connection,
Okay.
because we've experienced this thing together.
Okay.
Just like trauma bonding, right? That's
Well,
something.
Yeah, that's a thing. But hey, what about though the new thing also putting somebody in an environment that makes them uncomfortable? Because we're talking about not being in uncomfortable environments, but then you're saying go to something that's new for both of you, or does it actually make both of you uncomfortable because both of you are in a new environment?
Yeah.
So that actually removes the environment, one person being uncomfortable in an environment out of the situation altogether.
Right. My joke that the only way to make an awkward situation less awkward is just to blatantly state that it's awkward.
Just say it's awkward. Just
Yeah.
straight up, this is awkward, y'all.
Well, this has been awkward.
This is
right?
weird. This is weird.
So sometimes the only way to release to like make it less awkward,
Just make it
is
less
to state,
awkward.
like this is awkward.
Yeah.
I had a friend that used to be like Gonzo because Gonzo is his thing is a
That's his
weirdo.
awkward word.
No,
Gonzo
he's
is
like
a weirdo.
Yeah,
Okay.
what he is a weirdo. So they'd be like Gonzo,
Okay.
right? That's the one with the nose.
Yeah, that's the one with the nose.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to figure out how they just word that out. They just roll out Gonzo. Are we supposed to know what Gonzo means when they say it?
That was like their own little like inside.
Right.
Thing,
They say Gonzo
you know?
and start laughing. We're like, okay,
Yeah.
this is
Yeah.
weird. And you're like, yeah, that's the point. That's why I say Gonzo.
Yeah, so if you're going to an environment where you both are already feeling a little unsure or uncertain, but you're open to just have an experience,
Yeah.
I feel like that's also opening you up to just, be different on this date. Mm-hmm. Also, are you getting into any? So tell me, like, what you do for a living. How much do you make when you're curling or rock
Hopefully not.
climbing?
Right.
Something.
You're trying not to fall is what your thoughts are. Like,
Right.
I do. The curling one is a good example to me because I enjoy the idea of the physical requirement of curling. Not
It's
that,
very
not,
low.
huh?
It's a very low physical.
Well, it's very low, but there's also, does this person have good balance? I know if, I know if we have kids together, right, this child's gonna fall all over the place. 'Cause
You're
this
like
person
doing
is
that
awkward.
though on a
But
first
no,
date.
I'm
Come
not
on.
doing that. I'm that part I'm joking about.
Okay.
That part I'm joking about. What I'm saying is, there's a certain level of looseness to the idea that this person
Yeah,
is
and, like,
sweeping and they're
levity,
trying
yeah.
not to fall, and everybody is trying to sweep this ice without falling, and everybody is looking awkward and everybody is looking off, but it allows you to get away from, oh, this person might have some weird gangly mannerisms or something of that nature.
Maybe we should do like a mixer at one of the curling clubs and,
That might be interesting.
But
you get to move beyond. You get to move beyond some of those things where you get to move beyond some of those like superficial worries
yeah.
because you're too busy having fun and laughing at both of you being awkward.
Now, and if you're with someone that can't laugh at themselves, that's for me, that's a red flag.
That's a red
for me.
yeah.
Now, that's not going to be a red flag for everybody, but for me, that's
And
a
if you
red
can't
flag.
laugh at yourself, then you also know now that when both of you do this and neither one of you can laugh at yourself, hey, maybe it's golden.
Maybe.
You all may never go curling again, but you know it's golden.
Or
right?
if like, how can a person be like super competitive at something like that?
Oh my gosh.
Because sometimes you have
That'll
these
be the
people
one
that are,
that's
like,
over the top.
competitive. Yeah, like somebody's like, let's go play pickleball, and then they're
That's
over
the one
competitive,
that's
and you're
over the
like,
top.
yo,
I need you to know when to turn this
It's
on and when
pickleball.
to turn this off. And right now, this is not an Olympic tryout. Calm it down. Nobody knows what's going on here. Like, chill out.
like let's just stop and think you're sweeping ice.
I mean, I'm saying. And if your car is nasty, then we've gotten practice at the sweeping ice to sweep out your dirty car when we get back.
Yeah, yeah, that might be like 2 red flags or one.
What else are new experiences then that would be fun like that? Because you said rock climbing. Rock climbing is a physically active thing, so that
Yeah.
might be one that could feel out of place. Because I feel like you either have the overhear the completely new experience, or the sit side by side and walk together type of thing, or have some coffee and sip and walk. But those are kind of two opposite things.
Yeah, I think those are good things, like good dates. I personally prefer like a low stakes.
Low stakes date.
Yeah, low stakes date.
Low stakes
So I'm
date.
trying to think of things that would be like,
Yeah, I'm like, what's on the low stake date list? Or
Yeah.
I actually we got 2 lists going now. I still want the first one, which is the new experiences. I think that's kind of
what new experiences you can have
what's
together.
it was a new experience type of fun date.
They have like those like paint rooms where you're throwing the paint and
So
stuff
not
like
the
that.
sip and paint.
No.
What are you're just throwing it against the wall and making stuff?
Yeah, like you've got your canvas or whatever, and you're just like throwing paint or something like that. Like
cool.
you're
Okay.
wearing like one of those like suits, and
Oh
you're just throwing
yeah. The paint suits. Yeah.
Like
That
they
could
got
be
rid of their
fun.
smash room, which I think would be super fun.
Do you think a smash
On a
room would be
date?
super fun?
I do,
A smash room could be kind of scary.
but remember, I'm the one that had the
But you had the bat in the
bat
car,
in the
so
back of my car. Something like axe throwing. These are violent.
I know.
These
I'm
violent
noticing
things.
a theme here with you.
The paint and sip. I mean, that would be one.
That's still
just
throwing stuff.
Generally
That's
not
still
my.
violent.
The paint and sip is.
It's still throwing stuff. But curling, painting, I like the paint thing.
Yeah.
I like the axe throwing thing. I don't know about the smash room. I could go either or on that one. That one could be fun,
Might
but
bring up some stuff maybe you're not ready
that,
to address on,
that could be
on an
terrifying.
early on date.
Like that could be terrifying on the first date. Somebody goes really ham on like something, and I'm wondering.
Sometimes a little paint studio things might be fun, I guess.
The
Do they
paint-
still have those? This little ceramic studios where you pick your piece of pottery and then you go paint it and then.
Well, see, I was going to ask about the one where you even just make your ceramic pot.
Yeah, that too.
I think those would be fun.
Little
Just as long as
ghost
you,
moment.
I was about to say, as long as you don't go in thinking it's ghosts. Apparently you would, so that's why we haven't done that. No. But no, just one of those things where it's something you haven't done before. So, for example, I remember one that I thought was cool. A friend sent me, as we know, I love to make my hats.
Mm-hmm.
And a friend sent me something that was somewhere where it was a hat making class. Something like that. Because there, I forgot how they did it. I think there you didn't even have to steam or do anything. You just kind of painted on the hat. But whatever it is, if you haven't both done that, then it's kind of something fun that you can get to do where you can do that.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if, like you said, you can go to something like that, sit side to side and make something on the table next to each other. And then you get to lean in and go, oh, I like that right there. And, you get to have your cutesy movie moment.
And you can be like complimentary to one another.
See, look at that. And that makes those questions a little more easily, that conversation easy to go.
It also gives you something else to talk about.
Right. Because I believe all of that has a wonderful ability to give you inside information on the person without having to ask these direct questions, as long as you're paying attention.
Yeah.
If you go to a painting class and the person pulls out black and gray and everything is deep toned, and that's going to give you something completely different about the person who pulls out yellow
Yeah.
and orange and this bright blue and stuff. And that's not necessarily to say anything is bad. I mean, black, gray, dark blue and brown, and dark green is our son's palette. Yeah. I mean, yeah, this is that's you. This is me. I'm actually toned down color-wise.
Yes, you are. You are.
I'm actually toned down color-wise. But so it doesn't necessarily say anything negative about the person. It just gives you an insight into their personality and who they are. I like that. What else is on the fun list? We might have to think of a fun list.
If you have ideas, put them in the comments below. We would love to hear that and pass that stuff on.
Yeah, new things to learn that could be fun dates.
Yeah, fun.
That doesn't
fun
necessarily
early on date
early
ideas.
on dates that doesn't necessarily tie in anybody's fears. So, for example, what is it? Not paragliding, not parachuting, skydiving. That's not a good first date. No. Even if it's new for both people, unless there's been some conversation that says both people are daredevils and want to do that, that's something different. But if you haven't had that conversation, let's avoid something that drastic.
What about like the race car driving? Like, who is it? Porsche down here that has that driving.
Porsche has one. South Carolina, BMW has one. Many of them have them. Where it's the actual cars, not scooters or
the actual cars.
Not scooters. What's the word I'm looking for? Not go-karts, but they're the actual cars. And then anywhere near racetracks, they often have experiences like that too. Mm-hmm. So something like that, where you both get to get in a car and just kind of have race for a moment.
It also creates, I think, some sense of like vulnerability.
I'd agree with that.
Those new things, like doing something new and that you're unsure of.
Because both of you are unsure at that point,
right?
Both of you are, and you might have some experiences to lean back on and say, "Hey, I like driving, so this isn't that bad," or "Oh, I know how to drive a stick, so this is cool," or let you lean into some stories. I remember when I was a teenager, my father took me here and something blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. It gives a way to access and unlock some of those stories and gives you something to have the conversation about, but puts you both in a vulnerable situation where both of you are doing something new. So let's move the fear of being an idiot or looking at it like an idiot out of the way. Because you're doing something new. Everybody looks like an idiot when they do something new.
Yeah, everybody looks uncertain and unsure.
Sure enough. Yeah. All right, so we got to get a list together, or you all have to give us a list
Yes.
So we can add, because I would love, love, love to have a nice long list, because I think that would be cool, especially to come up, and then we could have a conversation about what we like, what we don't like. Maybe do that as a video or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. Cool. All right. Well, we rambled on. I don't know if we got to the environment thing. I think we did. We
I
just
feel
kind of
like
got
we did.
into. We got to it in our way.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Cool. See y'all at the next one.
Really uncomfortable here.
Now it's getting to get good.